What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I am LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Amazing, amazing victory by them boys. 122 to 109 on the road, beating the Bucks. The second half takeover is what I'm going to call it. Listen, there's been other games that where you would say it's a total team effort, but tonight takes the cake, right? That is truly, truly a team effort from top to bottom. Of course, they're going to talk about Brunson, right? 43 big points. Nobody could check him. He was doing what he wanted, right? He's been abusing the Bucks all season, right? And tonight was no different. But down the line, right? Just from top to bottom, Mitch looked amazing tonight. Iheart looked amazing. OG Anunoby, great on his defense. DiVincenzo coming up with timely shots. Josh Hart being Josh Hart. Deuce contributing. And Bojanovic, man, huge off the bench. And I've been saying on this show, I said, listen, he looks like he's coming around, man. He looks like he's starting to get his rhythm. And it's perfect because it's right in time for the playoffs. Roberto, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big win for them boys, 122 to 109. Huge win. And that instant offense that Bogey brings, man, is sensational. Period. Now, there's, like I said, we can go down the line. Big Task, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big win for them boys on the road, 122 to 109. Brunson, 43 big points. But to me, man, it's it just goes down to Bogey, man. Like I said, we could talk about a whole bunch of people, right? And I got a lot of people that, like I said, takes cake and, just from top to bottom, the whole team. But his 18 points was huge. Huge. And this is the guy we was hoping we was going to get when we made that deal. Instant offense off the bench. Can shoot. Killer Dogs, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big one for the boys, 122 to 109. Hope all is well with you, sir. Long time no see. Appreciate you coming through rocking with me tonight. Awesome win for them boys. But Bogey coming off the bench, man, and just bringing that effort, man. And this, like I said, this is the guy that we was hoping we was going to get. Instant offense. And it seems like he's starting to get an understanding of how the offense flows, how to get off his shot, things that he needs to do to contribute to this team. And then also, too, I think Tibbs is helping him with the rotations, right? And just getting him in there, but not trying to give him too much, but knowing his role and knowing where he fits in with this team, knowing when to take his shots, being more confident. And I think it's starting to kind of like click now. It's starting to click. And like I said, it's perfect time for the playoffs. Perfect time. Roberto said we had to shake off Burks. Yeah, Burks is finished. He's done. Pack him up. He was at the end of the bench. I was like, good. Sit there and hand out Gatorade. But Bogey was huge tonight. Huge. There's a lot of people remember. To me, he gets the game ball because listen, we all have been hard on him, including myself. We've been extremely hard on him and how bad he's looked. But listen, man, we gotta really take our hat off to him, man. A pro is pro, man. The one thing he can do is he can score the ball. And he's getting his rhythm. And he was cash money tonight, man. Money. But if you've been paying attention, he's been kind of leading up to this for the last couple of games now. Right? Just even the game prior to that, right? What was it? The Miami game, I believe. Was it the Miami game? No, it wasn't the Miami game. I'm getting my games wrong. I think it was Sacramento. One of those games. He just started picking it up. And I said, okay. all right, well, I'm kind of seeing he's coming in. He's knowing where he wants to take his shots. He's knowing his spots. And he's being able to knock it down, shooting with confidence. Tibbs is playing him a certain amount of minutes with certain players as far as a unit goes. And he looks good, man. He looks good. He looks really, really good. And like I said, I think he was the X factor. Now, could talk about a whole bunch of people, right? We just talked about Bogey. Big Mitch, man. This was the first true sighting of Mitch tonight. Money making Mitch, as I like to call him. That's how we talk uptown. Big tonight. Just being a monster in the middle. Intimidating, blocking shots, making it hard at the rim. That's what he brings. Getting tips, getting offensive boards, just being a menace in that middle. Gravity, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Great win from the boys, 122 to 109. Brunson, 43 big points. But tonight was like the first sighting of like, okay, there's Mitch. Mitch is back, right? Okay, we don't want to say fully. But yeah, we saw a little glimpse, right? But once again, guys, look how he looks with that second unit. Look how he looks. He looks really, really good, man. He really, really does. I think this is a beautiful rotation. Having him come on with that second unit and blocking shots, getting offensive boards. He was dominating tonight. Dominating. Then you saw, what was his name? Covington, I believe that's his name. He tried to come in, try to bang it on Mitch. Man, what's wrong with you, man? Then Giannis tried to go in that Baja and get busy with Mitch. Mitch said, no, no, no. This was a little it's a little inside sighting, shall I say. Inside sighting. Inside look. That's what I really want to say. And what could possibly be. And you got to be happy, man. You got to be happy what you saw tonight from Mitch, man. That effort. It looks like he's starting to get in better shape. He's getting his legs back. And he looked active tonight. Active. And it was great to see. Great to see. Great to see. Okay, so now we took care of Mitch. Of course, Bogey. OG Anunoby, man. Now, of course, Giannis was doing his thing. We understand that. But there's something that has to be said for just slowing players down, right? So in the first half, Giannis was getting busy. Of course, it doesn't help that those guys are getting every call. Like, just blowing a whistle just if you're blowing a guy, right? Whatever, fine. But the one thing OG Anunoby does, very similar to Deuce, he doesn't get, like, bothered by it. It doesn't shut down his intensity. He continues to be in your chest, contesting shots, doing those things, kind of like a pest. And he was making it difficult for Giannis in the second half. And then when Giannis would go baseline, the help would come. So now Giannis is like, okay, I feel like I can't get rid of this guy. Then he tries a spin move. OG Anunoby is poking it away. Guys are swiping at the ball. We're getting turnovers left and right. And that was huge. OG Anunoby showed exactly who he is and what he's worth today. Because that second half, he made it really, really hard on Giannis. Fabulous game from him defensively. You could tell he's still trying to get his shot back. He's still trying to work through his arm, but that's okay. We get him scoring here and there. You know what I mean? But the reality of it is that we really need him defensively. And just being a big wing body. Pause. And just doing what he did tonight, because to me that was a big impact on why we won the game today. OG Anunoby, right? See, I'm going down the list, guys. Is it safe to say that going forward right now, Isaiah Hartenstein should be our starting center? I Hart's got it on smash, man. Big 18 points tonight. Active in that middle. Beautiful pick and rolls. He flashes to that middle when that blitz is coming, and he's able to attack the defense. However he wants to swing it, whether he hits Deuce, whether he hits Bogey, whether he hits flamethrower, whomever. he's able to attack. And then if not, now he's got that baby hook. Now that baby jumper. Now that's water. Defensively, he knows how to rotate. Beautiful game from him. Flashing in that middle. That's, like I said, that's middle school basketball. I said it in my last show. When they come double at the top of the key, someone's got to flash in the middle. You hit that flash, now the guy can attack. That's simple, man. They've been doing that since. So that's the easy do. That's the easy fix. I don't know why teams continue to do it and keep blitzing Brunson. That's because Brunson is torching everybody. But still, you can't blitz. You're blitzing them. You're leaving the middle wide open. These guys are NBA players, man. They know how to break that down. It's an easy breakdown to do. That's it. But see, it really becomes a lot easier when you have a guy in the middle like iHeart that can attack in so many different ways. He can shoot that little push shot or whatever you want to call it, hook shot or whatever in that middle, or he could swing it because he's a great passer. So now the defense is at your mercy, period. Fabulous game from him. The deuce was loose tonight. And let me tell you when the deuce was loose. And I'm going to talk about this too. When he came in, started at fourth, big points from him. I think it was 5 straight points that he scored. He hit that 3 in that corner. Then he drove to the baskets on that scoop shot. Big from him. The confidence that he's grown during this time when he was starting is going to be such a big part to what it is we do on that second unit, to where now, as much as we missed IQ, now Deuce is filling that role. And also, too, defensively. Because he's a pit bull. And you can't leave him open because he can knock down shots. Fabulous game from him. Fabulous game from him. Once again, like I said, this is a total team effort, man. So I'm going down to everybody. Josh Hart being Josh Hart, right? He had to kind of fight through that BS call they had to deal with in Chicago the other day. Nonsense. He came back and he was Josh Hart. Getting rebounds, getting steals, finishing at the rim. Of course, you know, he didn't have that many points, but was being Josh Hart, man. And that's all you want from him, being active. Playing like his hair is on fire. That's a lot to deal with, man, dealing with a guy like that. There was that one sequence, right, where he was fighting for the ball for Giannis. Giannis threw it back, and DiVincenzo ripped the ball away, and I think he swung it to somebody. I think they hit a 3, I think it was. But that was all Josh Hart. That was all Josh Hart's activity. That forced Giannis to make a bad pass, and the Knicks stole it. And so those are all momentum plays. Like you can't, like those things, like you can't put on a stat sheet. You can't. And that's what he brings to the table, man. So that's why, for me, I was so upset about what happened in Chicago, because those little things like that he does are swings in games, swings momentums. It does. And to me, that's why he's like, the Swiss Army knife. He does it all. And so he changes momentums, man. When he gets that rebound, he pushes it down. It takes so much out of your team. He finishes at the rim. He gets an offensive rebound. He swings it to Brunson. Bang, a 3. So you might have been down by 1. Now you're down by 4. And that was all Josh Hart. So he should be credited with the assist and the 3-point shot, which should be 4 points altogether just for him, just putting the stat box. It's a big momentum swing. And that's what he is, man. Big time game from him. The flamethrower. Listen, man. He's like, what I think Tips calls him, the Riverboat Gambler or something like that. Something crazy. Because the guy just plays. You wouldn't know that he had a bad game in Chicago. You wouldn't know that the way he played tonight and the way he shoots the ball. Like you wouldn't know by recklessly he plays. He doesn't remember the last play that happened. He just doesn't. Now, I don't know if that's something he stole from Golden State or whatever, because he plays very much like those guys. Because it doesn't matter if Steph Curry or Klay Thompson misses their last three-pointers, right? It doesn't matter. They're shooting up 5 more. And if you you're crazy and you leave them open, they knock down one, they see one go through. That's it. That's all they needed, and then they get on fire. And that's what happened to him today. He saw one go through the net, and that was it. And to me, he closed the show in that fourth. When they made that decision, they made that change and brought Josh Hart in for Bogey. So I think it was maybe about 6 minutes left. The Bucks started knocking down a couple of threes. I think it was Portis hit one, and then Beasley hit one in that corner. And then the flamethrower just knocked down a couple. Bang, bang. Put him to bed. Huge game for him. Huge game. And last but not least, man, what can we say? What can we say about Jalen Brunson? If he is not getting MVP votes, I don't know who is, man. Who is? Last 3 games, 35-11, 35-11, 43 tonight in what felt like a must-win game because the standings are crazy in the East. I mean, he should get MVP votes, period. You've heard it here first on the LV Live show. A lot of people are going to say, no, LV, he's not going to win. It's not about him winning. It's just getting some votes, man, because he deserves it. And to me, anybody in here, I want anybody in here to let me know. Who's the other guard next to SGA on the first team only NBA? Who? Who's better than Brunson right now? Outside of SGA, who is? He's first team all NBA. Period. There's nobody better. There's nobody better. Listen, fine. You want to argue SGA? We could do that all day. And I'm glad they've stopped that Halliburton talk. You see that quieted quick. He started off the season good, triple doubles or whatever. He was getting 20 assists. Yeah, so what? It's not equating to wins. Look what our boy is doing in the big city. Look what our boy is doing in the big city with this team. Big. Big. There's nobody better. Nobody better. He's first team all NBA, and he should get a handful of MVP votes as well. Big tonight. Big tonight. And then it was to the point where no one could check him, man. He was just skating all over Dame Dollar, man. He was making him look crazy. Dame Dollar's not even close to Brunson right now. They're not even in the same stratosphere. I don't want to talk about, I don't want to talk about, Dame Dollar from when he was a Portland. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm talking about right now. Right now, this second, he's not even in Brunson's stratosphere. Period. End of story. Not even close. Amazing. Amazing, 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 man. But to me, the big part of this game, the big kind of momentum swing, of course, it was that third quarter, right? Coming out, Knicks down 11, but they really fought hard in that third quarter, right? I'm going to go down and go through the stats in a minute. That was big. But the start of that fourth quarter, you got to think of the lineup that was out there. It was Deuce. It was Bogey. It was the flamethrower. It was OG Anunoby. And it was Mitch. That team right there pushed the lead to like 10 or 12. Game over after that. We never looked back. That unit right there. And it's funny because that's all we've been saying, right? We've been saying, listen, we got to get something from that second unit. We got to get something from that second unit. And that's why, to me, Bogey was the X factor, man, because the way he was knocking down shots, like I said, this is the guy we was hoping we was getting from Detroit. And with that second unit, now you got shooters all around Mitch in the middle and OG Anunoby. Deuce is a shooter. Flamethrower. Bogey. OG Anunoby can knock it down. and you got a monster in the middle like Mitch getting offensive rebounds, defensive monster, and OG Anunoby's a defensive monster. Deuce is a defensive monster. We're getting steals, we're getting turnovers. Guys are popping out of three. We're knocking it down. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. And that's what won, that to me, that's what won the ball game. That second unit starting that fourth quarter. Because Brunson was on the bench. He had did his job of giving us a lead. We were up by 3 or 4, I believe it was, going into that fourth. So we were kind of back and forth, right? It was kind of going between 3 and 4, and they hit a couple of threes, and then they were down by 1, right? It was kind of back and forth. But that second unit, the beginning of that fourth, is what changed the ball game. You got to salute these guys, man. You got to salute these guys because they really take on the identity of their coach. They played hard in that second half, man. Hard defensively. And then what happened, too, is you saw the Bucks started getting tentative. They didn't know where to go with the rock. And you could just see like they weren't sure with their shots. The only person that to me was tough tonight was Portis. Portis was knocking down everything. He's a tough check. See, he's very, very similar to Randall. Very similar to Randall. He just doesn't have the skill set that Randall does. But he does have some skills to where he can knock down a three. He can take it to the basket. His game is just not as polished as Randall. Randall's on a different level. But you see similarities, right? You could say he's a poor man Randall. If you want to say that. But he's big. He's 6'10". He can knock it down from the outside. He could put it on the floor, go to the rim. He can hit that little hook shot, right? So he's a tough check. And he's good defensively, solid defensively. But outside of him, there was no one else really, man, in that second half. And if you want my honest opinion, if you really want the truth from LV, I think this game could have been over way before that. But the refs were bailing these guys out, giving them bailout calls, man. That's what kept them in the game. You understand, going into the second half, I believe Dame Dollar had already been to the line 10 times. He wasn't getting fouled like that. But you're giving him everything. Once they started swallowing their wrist whistle and letting them play through, that was it. Because now the Bucks can hit. Giannis is hitting the floor, looking up at the ref. Dude, no one's fouling you, man. You're going to the rack looking for a foul. You're not even trying to finish at the rim. You're just trying to create a foul. And to me, that was the ball game. Because once the refs stopped doing that and saw that these guys were flopping and not trying to give them every call, and the Knicks were playing strong defensively, they're knocking down shots, that was it. The Bucks had no answer. And listen, man, I said it before and I'm going to say it again. I don't mind seeing them in the second round. I don't. There's a lot of question marks over there. And that's where you got to ask the question, was getting rid of Drew Holiday for Dame Dollar a problem, man? Because now you have no defensive stopper at the top of the key. Beasley's not even close to what Drew Holiday is. So I don't know. Big win. Excuse me. Big win for them boys. Big win, big win, big win. Let's go through the stats really quick, man. Like I said, OG Anunoby was big tonight. He played a lot of minutes tonight, man. Beautiful because he had the matchup with Giannis. He played 38 minutes. He was 2 for 10 from the field, 0 for 5 for 3. But like I said, he had 3 rebounds, 4 steals for OG Anunoby, 2 blocks, just solid defensively, right? Like I said, iHeart was huge, 29 minutes, 8 for 9 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3, 10 boards for iHeart, 18 points, 1 assist, 1 steal. Fabulous night for iHeart. Brunson was Brunson, right? Like I talked about, to me, deserves MVP votes. 39 minutes, 16 for 32 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3, 9 from 11 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 43 big points. Josh Hart was Josh Hart, right? Filling up the stat sheet, 37 minutes, 2 for 9 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 7 points. Beautiful, right? Flamethrower, 37 minutes for him, 8 for 14 from the field, 8 from 11 from 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 26 points for the Flamethrower. Bogdanovic, 17 minutes, 6 but 9 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3, 2 for 2 free throw lines, 15 big points from him. Big Mitch, 19 minutes, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks. Huge for him. And Miles McBride, 18 minutes, 3 for 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 8 points. Total team effort. And what I'm seeing, guys, here, this is going to be the rotation. This is going to be a rotation for the playoffs. Also, too, I apologize. Precious Chua, too. He played 5 minutes tonight. This wasn't a good matchup for Precious tonight. But I think this is the rotation. Tibbs is starting to solidify and kind of come into this is who he's going to be rotating for the playoffs. And I think that's what the team's going to be. Huge night. Huge night, huge night. And I think also, too, man, just a big confidence win, especially going into this whole thing with, the Bucks have their number all year, man. So I think getting a big win on the road, especially what happened in Chicago the other night, was huge, right? So now, believe it or not, you could pretty much, I say the Knicks are going to probably finish off pretty strong here, right? Because we got Chicago coming up, right? Then I believe we have Boston? I think we have Boston after that, if I'm correct. Let me just make sure I got that correct here. I think we got Boston next. Let me make sure, man. Season's flying by, man. Yep, so we got 4 more games left. I am correct. So we got Boston next. Chicago next at Chicago. And after that, we go to Boston. Then we finish off our last 2 games at home. Brooklyn, then Chicago. I think the Knicks can go 4-0. I don't think Boston's going to play all their guys. I think the Knicks can go 4-0. I think we can get to 50 wins, people. What do you think? What say you? Do we get to 50 wins? Or is it going to be 49? What do you think? Big Taz says, I'm not sure. I don't know, LV. He said, I don't know. You heard it here first from LV, man. I think we get to 50 wins. I think we get to 50. I think we sweep these last 4 games. And I think we steal the number 2 seed. Yeah, I'm jumping out the window. Let's do it. Let's do it. 50 games, we steal that number 2 seed and grab it in a stranglehold. I think that's what the Knicks do these next 4 games. You heard it here first from the LV Live show, man. Gravity says 50, OG and Mitch clicking together. Yes, they are. That second unit look great, man. Look great with with Mitch and OG playing defense. Had them boys in handcuffs. I'm telling you, that looked amazing, man. Big Taz says, bro, it's these bogus teams that we have to worry about. Big Taz agreed, man, but I think this is a confidence booster. I think we beat Chicago. They pulled a fast one, man, with that whole foul thing. I think we beat them. I'm leaning into Boston resting guys. I don't think he plays those guys because they're locked in. They're the best team in the league. So I think they rest those guys. I see us going back home, of course, beating the Nets and then beating Chicago again. So I see us getting these next 4 games. Only if Boston rests their guys. That's what I see. So, yeah, big win for them boys. Big win, man. Big win and much needed win because of the standings. We are tied right now for 3rd. I think we get to the number 2 seed and we grab it in a stranglehold and get ready for the playoffs, man. I think the Knicks are ready. I think we're ready to rock and roll, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, but listen, that's my show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. Right. Also, too, if you're watching this on replay, all right, and you like what I'm talking about, please subscribe. And also, too, please leave comments, right? And hit that like button. I go back and forth in debate because I do respond to comments. All right, that's my show. I will be back Tuesday. Talk about that Bulls game, right? I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I appreciate y'all coming through, rocking with your boy. Not great win for them Knicks. Let's do it again on Tuesday. All right, I'm LV Live, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.